And in fact, when I heard about the tariffs, I wrote that on February 3rd. I'm like, oh, everything's going to crash. I was not expecting him to pause the tariffs because I was already crashing in crypto. I'm like, this is time sensitive. I got to write this right now
Yeah, yeah.
to warn people. And then
This
he
is it.
pulled a, hey, I was just kidding about the tariffs.
Just the threat. Yeah.
Yeah. But let me tell you, if those tariffs hit, the markets would be way down.
It's definitely gonna have an impact, that's for sure.
Yeah. And that's what I
So
mean. In politics, things change second by second. Everybody was expecting a major crash on Monday and Tuesday, and did crash. It just wasn't a major crash because they recovered because on Monday he said that he wasn't doing tariffs on Mexico and he wasn't doing tariffs on Canada. So
Yeah.
it reversed, and the market is still down. If you look over the last week or two, the markets and crypto markets are down, and that's when I realized something's happening. I'm like, why is all the crypto down? So I looked in the news. I'm like, the tariffs. That's why. So I wrote that article about the stock market as well.
do
Perfect.
you want to throw a percentage guess out there that the chances of the tariffs? Are you feeling lucky?
About you talking about Mexico and Canada?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
because we got a 30-day reprieve here. Well, we're partway through that, but
As long as Mexico and Canada keep bending the knee and throwing money at border security, I think we'll be fine.
I have a
And he's,
question in regards to the border security. If you, as you say, Mexico and Canada takes a knee and ups the security, I thought, based off of what Trump said, that the tariffs were for monetary reasons, not for security reasons. I get the security reasons, right? But how
Mhm.
does that translate to making more money for America?
tariffs. Well, let me. That's a loaded question. So the deal for pausing the tariffs. Look, the tariffs was monetary, Um, partly. The main reason he was putting tariffs was because he wanted the governments of Mexico and Canada to do something about all the fentanyl and the illegals coming in. That's what he wanted. He ran. His number one issue wasn't the economy. It was part of it. His number one economy was immigration. So yes, the border was what gave that play. Listen, Trump is bartering like the Russians. The Russians say we want 1 billion pounds of wheat, when in reality they only wanted 250 million. And then or the Soviet Union, and then the rest of the world's like, we can't do that. We'll give you 500, and they got more than they wanted. Trump is doing the same thing. He's like, I'm going to put 25, 100% tariffs, and he's saying this is all the real problems. And then he sends Marco Rubio or his delegates and says, all right, we don't need to do all this, but just do this. And that's what he really wanted in the first place. That's how
Yeah.
he's negotiating. He's playing
Yeah.
3D chess with these people. So
And
in
that's smart.
economics, look, read my article. It never works. Tariffs hurt the economy.
Oh yeah.
Even McKinley. If you, I put statistics about McKinley and the price of gold and silver. Oh, we were on a gold and silver standard back then, but the debts and everything. Tariffs don't work. I mean, I think he's overlooking some facts. It's not going to really pay for. I mean, all it's going to do is cause inflation.
I
Now,
agree.
if we were a manufacturing monster, it would help because we could manufacture
yes,
everything. But we're no longer a
yes.
manufacturing powerhouse. We import most of our goods. And that's, I think what Trump is thinking is that he wants to put tariffs to force us to get back into a mercantile economy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He's trying to incentivize manufacturing back in the U.S. Right. So.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
that's but it doesn't work that way. Their markets are too efficient. It's like central planning. He wants through taxation to centrally plan the economy, and through a capitalistic means, through incentives. But it just never works. It's never worked tariffs like that. It hurts us more than it helps. And
Right.
look, regardless, look at what Argentina did. We're looking at the playbook of Milei. We're doing the exact same thing, just at a grander scale. And Milei took a year before their economy recovered, and they have the best economy in 123 years. You know,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
gonna hurt. I think
Hmm.
it's gonna take longer than a year to recover. If it does really crash, I think it might take 2 years, give or take. But gold and silver is gonna, every single time that the capital rotation event happens, and it's specific to all the indices crashing, like you saw against gold, it's going to be at least 10 years. Bull Run. There might be a correction between those 10 years,